Can't you see who I am? Can't you see? Cause like all that matters is that God loves me. Beyond my body, and this is me. I feel best when my soul is free. Who I am, just let me be. Cause like it or not, but God loves me. Who I am, can't you see? I feel best when my soul is free. Beyond my body, can't you see? All that matters is that God loves me. Who I am, just let me be. Cause like it or not, but God loves me.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. We exalt Him, we magnify Him, we seek His forgiveness. We seek from Him protection from the evil of our own souls and the evil of our deeds. Whosoever Allah has guided, none can misguide, and whosoever has left astray, who is there that can guide him? I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His messenger and His last prophet. Dear viewers, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Matia Orolubalogun. Welcome to another episode of Wise Ladies. The girl is a princess. The girl is a lady that will eventually grow up to be a queen. But before the coming of Islam, was this the way the girl was looked at? And even with the coming of Islam in today's society, is the girl child still looked at in this way? Today we are going to be discussing about the education of the girl child in Islam so that she can attain the lofty position in which Islam keeps her. When we come back, we'll meet the wise ladies in the house who are waiting here to discuss this topic. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
God loves me. Beyond my body, and this is me. I feel best when my soul is free.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, welcome back, and this is still Wise Ladies. We are discussing today education of the girl child in Islam, and I have my wise ladies in the house. First, I will introduce, sitting close to me here, Alaja Nofisat Arokudade. She's the National Women Affairs Secretary, Nasrullah Society, NOSFAT. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And sitting,
Madam Karim to you all.
Thank you very much, ma. And then sitting close to her, I have Alaja Sadiat Onike Abdulaziz. She's the coordinator and trainer of Just About Women program of NOSFAT, and she's also an accredited facilitator of Dawa Institute of Nigeria Islamic Education Trust, MENA. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much for joining us on this in the studios.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I think a convenient place for us to start would be the status of a girl child in Islam. Maybe let's go a little back in history. I know our mother Alaja Rukudadi was just telling me something about that. Why was the girl child seen during the period of Jahiliyyah, before the coming of Islam? And what was the status of the girl child like?
Alhamdulillah, we thank Almighty Allah for giving us Islam and making Islam a way of life. The Arab has their culture, and the culture of Arab before Islam. But when you have a girl child, he felt it as a dream. I know it was something that is they feel is evil, and they felt it was evil then. And the girl child will be buried. Imagine a woman being buried alive when God has ordained that child is the most valuable asset that God has ever given to us, and someone burying
a girl child alive because of shame.
His daughter, because of shame, alive. And that is the practice. That used to be the practice then. And then a child, you don't feel you have the right, they say. A girl child, a daughter will just be given away to anybody. Islam now, no, it shouldn't be so. Islam gave women the right, their rights. You know, a girl child is just like any other child. That is what Islam has given to us. Whether a boy child or a girl child, God has given you a blessing, and it should be treated as blessing. That is what Islam has. Now, a woman can own your property. A girl child should have the right to education. In most verses of the Quran, when God is talking, just a Muslim woman, a Muslima, he talk of a pious man, a pious woman, everything known as everybody segregated and said, no, this is only for the men. No, except for some responsibility as husband.
And I think
so,
a particular one that also strikes me is, for instance, the verse of hijab. Allah commands men first to, lower their gaze and guide them. Yes, first,
before
even before
addressing women to lower their gaze. So which means the two parties are important. No one is superior to the other. Both of them are very, very important. So the issue of receiving the news of the birth of a female child and they frowning, which used to be the case, Islam came up to change that. That the female child too is also very, very important. The male have their roles in the society, the women too have their roles, and they all have different parts to play to complement each other.
So Islam, as it were, came to give a woman the status.
A status. And even recently, you still have it. It's people, they are mixing culture with Islam. Islam elevates the status of women. You have in India the way they kill their women just because, oh no, we want you to marry this person. Whereas Islam said the consent
is important.
It's very, very important. And so we just look at, Islam allow a woman to own property. You have share in the property of your father as a daughter. You have share in the property of your husband. Islam it says if you are a pious woman, it said, okay, that the world is a provision. And the best benefit of the world is a pious woman. So you can see the benefit that Islam really gives, that we are the best benefit. That if you are pious, you are the best benefit. That this world is a provision. Yes, I've given you that provision, but the best benefit is a pious woman.
So there are even cases during the time of the Prophet
Sallallahu Alaihi
Wasallam, and even after the Prophet, where women were allowed to also make their contributions to the growth of Islam. Like there was an instance when Umar radiallahu anhu was trying to set a particular amount for the bridal price, and a woman rose up in the mosque to challenge him that no, that price you are trying to put is not good enough. And at the end of the day, Umar agreed and followed what the woman said.
So even in politics, the woman said,
women to have their roles. A woman was named as the leader of the market during the time of Umar.
Yes. So it is not just now that we are seeing an lecture or what. During the time of
women had their roles. Women were given their roles. Even during wars, women were there too. Some even noble women fought with the Prophet. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They fought with the Prophet. Some of them were there taking care of the wounded. They took part in the generality of the things within the society, collective effort within the society.
One of the teachers, one of the most revered, that's a compilation of the, when you are talking of hadith, it's Aisha. Yes, she's a point of reference when you talk of virtuous women. Many teachings of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it's taken from her.
Most of our imams, most of the imams that own the mazhabs, they had women as part of their teachers. So which means women were given their roles during the time of the Prophet. So today,
people should not mix it up with Islam, that Islam relegates women or
background or women are oppressed in Islam.
Okay, so now let us move to what is now the status of education in Islam. I know you have delved into it a bit, but for sake of emphasis, what is now the status of seeking knowledge in Islam? What kind of knowledge can we seek?
The knowledge in Islam, seeking knowledge in Islam is not peculiar to only men. When the Prophet said, "Talabul ilmin faidatu ala kulli muslim wa li muslimat," that seeking knowledge, getting knowledge is important, is compulsory for a male and a female Muslim. He didn't just say for a male Muslim, but for a female Muslim, which means education is important. It plays a vital role in the life of everyone, whether you are a male or a female, and that has been emphasized in Islam.
And a chapter in the Quran says, you cannot compare those who know with those who know not. And Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, while he was saying, seek knowledge as far as China. There was another thing that he said, seek knowledge, you start seeking knowledge right from cradle to death. That's emphasized, give emphasis on importance of education. And God has said you have to know me before you worship me. So when we are talking of education, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, seek knowledge as far as China, is it Islamic education are we to seek in China? Not talking of science, of technology, information technology that we have now. We are talking of economics. All those are the things that's different. And if you look back at history, the first scientists, the first educationists we have, when you talk of medicine, it's from the Arab.
Yes.
It's from the Arab. It's from the yes. And when you look at the Holy Quran, the Quran mentions so many things that are scientifically proven today.
Just being
discovered today. And it shows you the importance of education in Islam. But Islam is not saying just only, because we know that knowledge is power, knowledge is wealth, knowledge is life. It's not saying only the
So how is it? How does Islam address the knowledge of a girl child in particular?
Yes, it emphasizes that when it says when you look at what I've said earlier, I said this word, that the word is a provision, and the best benefit of it is a pious woman. How would you become pious without knowing your God? Education is important too. And Khadija, the wife of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to Khadija, we said, she was a trader. That shows entrepreneurship. That shows entrepreneurship. Now, if education is very important, and we say it is vital, because there are some issues that you want only female to address among the female. Yes. And so when
they are not educated, how do we?
If they are not educated, I want an obstetrician that is and a gynecologist that is a woman to attend to the Muslimah. And if you do not train them in that field, how would they be able to attend to that Muslimah? A Muslimah could have issues that has to do with law. You need another Muslimah that is a lawyer, that will be able to listen and take a brief to defend her. So it is very important that in every profession today, alhamdulillah, we have Muslim women, female, that they are there, but though we are still concerned that we are not enough, it's giving us so much concern as an Islamic society that Muslims are not, and that is what is most important. And when they have this education, they are more morally upright, especially if you can take them to Muslim schools. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah, we have started having Muslim universities even in Nigeria. Fountain University is there. The product of those schools that are Muslim schools, they have the Western education, the contemporary education, as well as properly morally grounded. And for anything that we want nation building, if we are talking of nation building, proper education, people must have a balanced education.
To learn about Islam,
yes,
society.
And with that, yes, we have the security, they have the spiritual growth and everything that will help us.
They're looking at the fact that the first school a child attends is in the home, is the mother. The first teacher a child is exposed to is the mother. So if the mother is not well grounded, if the mother is not educated, then what has she got? You cannot give out. It's only what you have that you can give out. So the first school, a child is supposed to be a sign of hope for the family, for the family, and even for herself. So, but when the child is not educated, then at the end of the day, she will later become a burden for herself, to the family, and to the society. So with proper education, and education we're talking about here goes beyond just knowledge of writing and reading. We're talking about the totality of the child's life.
Not just literacy.
Exactly. Morality, everything. So it is not just reading, writing, but every aspect of life the child needs to know. And when the first school fails, then other aspects will, because that is the foundation. Exactly. The first school is the first foundation, and that is what the child gets at home. And what he gets at home is from the mother. So you're training a mother, you're training a child, you are training a mother. That's why we are saying training a man, you are training just one individual. But when you train a girl child, you are training a nation.
I think that even you have even answered part of the next question. I wanted to ask that what are the benefits of educating a girl child? And then I know some people might watch it and say that what about the male child? Are you saying that boys shouldn't go to school? Are we not being discriminatory? Is it only girls that we're meant to train, or what are those benefits of training a girl child and then looking at the boys' side? As well?
I mean, I've said initially that education is important to all, both the male
and
the girl child, the boy and the girl child. Yeah, the focus today is on girl child because we are on wise women, and we are focusing on mother to be, on wife to be, and it's their responsibility. I said if they are properly grounded, if they are properly educated, definitely they bring up all their children,
whether male or female,
whether male or female, to be of benefit to the society. They just, as she has said, they will be morally grounded. We haven't much problem in now because of corruption. It's even as if some of them are even learning it
from home.
From home. And it's only because their parents are not, they don't have what you call proper education. We are saying education with the fear of God in you. Because a child that is well educated, you train her to have the fear of God in her. You train her to be a good mother. They are future mother. They are future hope of this nation. And there was a saying that says, when you look at the generality of the youth of any nation, you can determine the future. How the future will be.
That looks very scary right now.
It looks very scary. So for the male child, we are not saying they should ignore the education of the male child. The emphasis here is now on girl child, all because they are the most vulnerable. When now we're having challenges all over the world, economic challenges, we're having the terrorism and everything, things are going wrong. And what you are saying is, let's have mothers that will build better future. That's why we are emphasizing on the female child. When they are most vulnerable, when you have challenges, economic challenges, they are the ones to be withdrawn from school. In most cases, they are the ones that will be withdrawn. Yes, they are the ones that can, because of the poverty, they are pushed out to go and do prostitution. When you are talking of trafficking in person,
yes,
you have traffic boys. It's the girl child that will be trafficked. But if the mother could also is well educated, we know the importance of education. We not, sacrifice our daughter, our girl child. That is why we are laying more emphasis. And just as it has been said, that when you train a man, you train an individual. When you educate a girl, you educate a nation, because that is the first school of the next generation. And we should prepare that first school well, so that it can be of benefit to the next
society.
And the great people we have today were born by great women. You find that if it has been said that if the man is bad, the child can still come out good. But if the woman is bad, there's no way the child can come out good. So a lot lies on the woman to be very, very good. And for that woman to come out good, it starts from the root, how she was brought up. So the upbringing, the education is paramount, is very important. They shouldn't be allowed, they shouldn't be made the one to suffer whatever happens to the family. Whether there is poverty or whatever, the child should not be, the societal problems, the male girl child should not be the one to suffer for it. Dropouts, they are mostly girls. They are the ones that will go hawking and someone will corner them somewhere and rape them. They are the ones that are raped. They are the ones that will go out of school without finishing their education because they are pregnant or because their father dies, and they feel the emphasis now should be on the male child. So they are the most vulnerable. But a lot lies on them. The morality we have in the society today that is dwindling has to do with the family background, the family makeup of our society today. And our society, each society is made up of family units. So if the education starts from there, and working towards what happens next in the future, starts from today. It starts from taking care of the girl child and making sure that she's exposed to all the things she's supposed to be exposed to. She shouldn't have inferiority complex. Let us make them superior. Inferiority will make them second fiddle people in the society. Yes. They will not be able to speak out. Exactly. They will not be able to speak out when they are something wrong is being done to them. A teacher is oppressing them, or a society, somebody in a street, or somebody in the house, or somebody you call an uncle is doing something wrong to her. She will not be able to speak out because you have relegated her to the background. But letting her know, letting her have the confidence to be able to speak out her mind, it takes a lot. And that is exposing her to all she needs to be exposed to in terms of education, totality of life.
It is frightening that in statistics we have it that 60% of those that are out of school, that are not in school, they are girls. They are girls. And it is more worrisome that a higher proportion of these 60% are Muslims. Because some will feel that Islam says a Muslim girl should not be educated. A Muslim girl should be married off as soon as possible. You know, Islam, yes, it's to avert male promiscuous. Yes, Islam says you marry as early as possible. But it's not saying that child, when you get married, you cannot still be educated.
Yes,
I have a family that I know very well. All their daughters are married off after school search. But I'm telling you that they have PhD because it's part of the consent, what they would have agreed with the family.
And then to
with the husband that
yes, probably brought up, he knows that because the person is a wife does not necessarily mean that her education must stop.
Yes,
you know?
So that she has to continue. And today, I know that family that have produced people with masters. They have medical doctors, like not just a medical doctor, someone that is a specialist, you know, among the daughters. So it is something that we should, yes, they don't need to stay until 30 because of education before they get married. And we all know what that one even, it affects when the delivery, when they have to start having their babies, when you have your first pregnancy at age above 26. It started, they call that type of pregnancy a precious baby, precious child, you know, because anything can happen. Even medically, at a certain age, once you start childbearing, and you know, Islam allow, yes, they can go, but that should not stop their education.
Because they had already even said that education is from cradle to grave.
Yes, that is what it says. Education is from cradle to, and you continue learning and improving. I have my master's after I've had my last baby. You know, I did, even though I have
How easy was that?
I have 20 years gap between my first degree and my master.
But you still went
by
ahead.
The time, yes, by the time I had my master, my first daughter was already in the university too. We were both students there.
At the same
you know,
time.
so it's something that we should. Education is continuous, and getting the child married off should not stop our education. No, we have to move, and it is very important. We are emphasizing child education because it is also giving us challenges all over the world, the Muslim world. The affirmation, there is affirmation of 33% now, that 1/3 of position, political position, appointment, governance, all over the world. You know, that is what is agreed by at Beijing. It's for the reserve for the women. And when you are not there, how will you be able to guide them that this is what Islam says about a policy that will affect the Muslims?
Because you find out that there are lots of policies that eventually are formulated. It is because there is no qualified Muslim woman there to say no, this policy would affect us in this way. So this policy are decided, and when it is being published, people will stand up and then criticize against it. But if we had, you know, some Muslim women that are educated enough to be in there from inception,
Islam is not even saying women should not come out. But Islam addresses how
they should come out.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you come out, you are supposed to be dressed the Islamic way. So with correct Islamic dressing, your modesty,
your
manners, behavior, you don't intermingle with men anyhow. So there should be a segregation as to, you know, men and women in public. So with the good mannerism and well dressed with modesty,
and then not forgetting your own front.
Exactly. So women can partake in all these things, whether politics or anything. but the manners in which she conducts herself is what Islam addresses. Islam is not saying women should not get
again,
involved.
like we even emphasize, this is not even only about women. Even men too are addressed by Islam on the way they should conduct themselves. Yes. It is not only for us women not to mix freely. The men too are not allowed to mix freely.
They're supposed to wear whatever as well.
Yes, or to wear whatever he likes. A Muslim man too cannot decide to just wear whatever he likes in public.
Just as the men are addressed in the Quran to lower their gaze, the women too were also asked to lower their gaze. So all these things go hand in hand. So with the things, if everything goes the way it should go, the way Islam has laid it down, then there won't be any corruption or any fitna in our society.
I think we'll need to round up now, but I just want you to give us final words on the issue of girl-child education, the education of a girl child in Islam.
What we are saying is every child is important. The girl must be properly educated so that they can. Allah, and just as Allah said that you Muslims, you are the most, you are the best of humankind. We should prepare the female as well to be the best of humankind. So they must be properly educated. We are talking of education
in all
its totality, in all sense, both contemporary and Islamic education, so they can give us a better future when they are nurturing their own children, their another generation.
Yes,
there are so many roles in our society today that we need women for. So if they are locked up in the house and you say women should not be educated, how are these roles going to be? Who are those that will carry out these roles? Teaching, nursing, even security, policing, medicine. We need women in all these fields. So if we all keep our girls at home and they are not educated, who are those that will take care of them? They will have our wives being taken care of by men, when they are giving birth, when they are being treated, injection and the rest of it.
Women to become doctors.
Exactly. So allowing them to take their proper position in the society through having proper education is very, very important, and it can never be emphasized.
They should be allowed to develop their full potential.
Yes. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much. My wife is in the house. And on that note, we are going to say Jazakumullah khairan to all our listeners. I know you have all benefited, just like I have, from this topic, the education of girl child in Islam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Nothing, everything, can't you see who I am? Just can't you see? Cause like all that matters is that God loves me. Beyond my body and more to me. I feel best when my soul is free. Who I am, just let me be. Cause like it or not, but God loves me. Who I am, can't you see? I feel best when my soul is free. Beyond my body. Can't you see? All that matters is that God loves me. Just let me be. Cause like it or not, but God loves me.
Buy all your home and office needs online and get it delivered to your doorstep within 24 hours. Kara.com.ng is your surest store for home appliances, inverters, generators, laptops, phones, and computers. Order now at www.kara.com.ng or call 0704 491 3736. Kara.com.ng. Online shopping redefined.